I'm here with Yannis Karmis, SVP, Product Planning and Development. Now, you had to know these questions were coming. We're going to talk artificial intelligence. It's on the tip of everyone's tongue. How are we leveraging AI in our business?
First thing I'd say is we've actually been using artificial intelligence within BCD now for a little while, but it's mostly been in the back end processing of things. So we use AI today on our hotel platform. We do room and bed type deduping and matching, and that uses artificial intelligence from AWS. We have artificial intelligence on BCD Pay that's actually helping to match BCD transactions with credit card transactions. And those are all really cool, exciting things, but they're also sitting kind of, if you will, in the kitchen behind the curtain. Now the exciting part is how do we take AI and move it to the front side? Put it in front of agents, put it in front of travelers. How do we use it to improve our servicing? And so that's really where our focus is shifting now, is how can we leverage AI in a chat environment, in an email automation environment? How can AI become the next wave of technology that helps automate our business and the work that our people do?
I heard you mention the focus on, so where would you say our focus will be, heading into the end of this year and into 2024?
So I think, the rest of this year and focusing on 2024, it is shifting very much to focusing on how can we leverage AI to drive service improvements around some of the transactions, some of the service requests that we get in either through email or through chat. And we're kind of looking at both of those. There's good arguments to say, hey, let's double down on email. Email's by far one of our largest contact points. So there's a lot of volume to go help improve and make that more efficient for agents. But also chat now is becoming such a high valued interface channel to our travelers. And while there's a lot of commonality between chat and email, chat tends to be much more conversational. I want the information from you back and forth in more real time. Email tends to be, hey, send me one email and then just handle it. Don't send me emails back and forth 3 times. So we're kind of looking at those two right now. I think we'll probably think a little bit about which of those two makes sense to start off with, but ultimately the technology is going to work on both chat and email.
What challenges or concerns do you have as we move into this AI-focused drive?
Yeah. So I think there's a couple. I think the first one is, like anything we do in BCD, and we've got a lot of competencies on this, but you start off with security, you start off with privacy. These are things that we need to really make sure that we're buttoned up on, particularly if we're working with third parties in technology that we are not experts on. Technology that's evolving very, very quickly. We want to make sure that's all buttoned up. One of the things we're looking at creating for BCD actually is an AI policy that sits next to our info security policy and our privacy policy. How do we have a policy that relates to what we will and won't do, and how do we work with artificial intelligence? The next thing is, look, I think artificial intelligence brings technology, and in this case, we're now talking about servicing, closer together. So this cannot be a scenario where we build it in tech and then hope it works with our operations teams. We need to build this hand in glove with our operational partners.
Okay, so last question, and I heard you just mention about the build. So do you envision this happening in-house or outsourcing to other third parties?
I think the answer is both. And here's what I mean by that is, I think there's certain competencies that BCD is really good at, and some things that technology that we built, we want to leverage. But there's also areas where I think it's probably not playing to our strengths. So let's kind of break that into those two components. What we really envision is partnering with an AI provider to help with the language models, intent, understanding a little bit of what is the traveler trying to accomplish, that side of the AI. But on the BCD side, what we want to do is leverage our air, car, hotel APIs, our itinerary APIs, our cancel trip service, all the infrastructure that we built out that works for TripSource, web and mobile. It works for Agent Source in terms of an agent desktop. We want to leverage that and now build it to email and chat artificial intelligence. And the value of it doing it that way is, if you think about a typical customer who has configured their travel program, let's say in Concur, who's just over here, right? So they've configured their Concur policy and their preferred hotels and their policy and rate caps and all their different things in Concur. And now we've replicated that because we have that configured in Agent Source and Trip Source Do we want to configure it one more time in an AI engine and have 3 different places we manage it? Or can the AI engine leverage the same rules, the same policy, the same settings, the same P&R formats, the same payment logic, the same checkout reportable fields that we built for TripSource and AgentSource? Can we just extend that to AI so that AI becomes an extension of what we're doing with TripSource? And I think that's by far our preferred model. I think that's going to work very much how our clients expect artificial intelligence to be integrated into our systems and processes. So I think we want to continue to build out those services on the BCD side, but I think we want to find a partner who can help us with the language models and some of this new innovative technology that is changing every 6 months. The technology is turning over so quickly. That's probably not playing to our core competencies quite as much.
Always great and insightful talking with you. Thanks so much. We appreciate it.
Perfect. Thanks, Chad.